Is that a wonderful message or not? Something that we need to do all the time. This song will be played not just once, but more times throughout the coming months. Welcome to Unity of London. All those who are with us online, those who are with us here in person at 501 Nelson Street, and those who may watch later. We read our vision every month, every Sunday, every week, and sometimes it may just seem to float off the top of your head. But it's really essential that we consider how this vision and our mission affect our daily lives. So please say with me, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Transforming the world is pretty fabulous. And our mission is to co-create with Spirit to transform lives through shared spiritual awakening. We work with Divine Spirit. We are all one. And the only thing that separates us are our egos, our fears, and our beliefs. Those may be very different for each of us, even here at Unity. But being aware of those differences means that we can also bridge them, remembering we are all one. Learning to express ourselves begins with self-love. I'd like you to put your hand in your heart right now and say, I love me. I love me as Divine Spirit expressing. I love me as Divine Spirit expressing. What would happen if you did that many times throughout the day? I heard that. Our 5 principles are the belief that God is everywhere. Everywhere we are, God is. Morning, afternoon, evening, and all through the night. I am God expressing. I create the life I choose to create as Divine Spirit expressing, as seeing God in everyone I see. I pray using affirmations and releases often throughout the day, and that prayer gives me spiritual strength. And I live the message. I live the love. We can be the change. We need to be the change. Each of you makes a difference. And in our practice of coexisting with people of different faiths, different colors, sizes, shapes, egos, we are actually being our mission in action. There are special announcements that our president, Lorraine, left for us. Today, our prayer chaplain is our dear Dawn, who's back there sitting beside George, and in the row behind Beulah. Dawn will be there in our prayer room, ready to greet you. And if she's not in the prayer room, she'll be close by, but still enjoying fellowship, and Wilda online. Look at that. Our lottery raised $4,915. And those monies go toward our speaker and our music program. Thanks to all of you who contributed, and those, especially thanks to Lorraine and Chris for donating the condo. This is a new special announcement. On June 25th, Sunday, there will be a barbecue Last time we had a barbecue outside, it brought many, many of our members. And so the suggested offering is $10 a person or an offering. We don't hold anybody away ever. So please be aware that the $10 is a love offering, and sometimes people offer more. It will be delicious, it will be fun, and it will be outside. We thought at the board, we talked at the board members discussed at the board meeting having another yard cleanup. And is there interest in finishing what we started? So if there is, that will be Saturday, June 8th, here beginning at 9:30. The weather should be a lot nicer than it was before. Supplies are provided, and the railway tracks, the riverbank, even our area right around our building is always in need of cleanup. So think about doing that, a continuation. Now, there is one more announcement, and I apologize, I didn't have a chance to get it onto the announcements. I will be doing 2 workshops on June 13th and June 20th. They will be offered right here in the fellowship room between 1:30 and 3:30 on both of those Tuesdays. And if anyone can, and if they come to those, there will be light refreshments. Light refreshments means cookies that I bring, probably not that I make, and lemonade or something cool. The main idea is that you would have a chance to be here in person. And the theme is personal possibilities. Our dear friend Noemi remembered when I did this at Fanshawe years ago. And as I said to her, the difference will be that it will be way more spiritually, unity spiritually at the core. Achieving more of what you want beginning now. If you cannot be here in person, I will also offer it via Zoom in the evening, the same 2 days, June 13th and June 20th. Suggested love offering is $20. Again, we never turn anybody away. All of that love offering will go straight to unity. It's a non-credit course, but as far as I'm concerned, the credit is for you. So think about it. There's a flyer at the back and one in the fellowship room. And this next song, Still Yourself, I was sort of on a theme, as you can see. Be easy on yourself and still yourself.
Your faith is shaken, though your path is true. There's a fog of doubt that you can't see through. Your prayers are many, and your friends seem so few. There's a guiding light that shines inside of you. Still yourself. Still yourself. In the silence, you will find your way. Just still yourself and heal yourself. The strength you seek is just a breath away. When the battle rages between my heart and my mind, I've lost my balance and I've crossed the line. I look for strength, but it's so hard to find. There's a silent voice that calls from deep inside. yourself, still yourself. In the silence, you will find your way. Just still yourself and heal yourself. Strength you seek is just a breath away. Strength flows from stillness like a fountain, like a mountain against the sky. Yourself, still yourself. In the silence, you will find your way. Just still yourself and heal yourself. The strength you seek is just a breath away. The strength you seek is just a breath away.
And in the moment of stilling yourself, you may also want to send prayer to Silent Unity through Silent Unity. They are there 24 hours a day, always available to speak with anyone who wants to call. All calls are confidential. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. We also have our prayer chest. And if you want to just put the name of someone who's on your mind, someone you'd like to hold in prayer, Dawn collects those every month, sends out the names to our prayer chaplains here at Unity of London. And at the end of the month, they're all sent to Silent Unity. Let us now still ourselves, go into that time of prayer. I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Just to breathe in. Breathe in the atmosphere of balance, peace, joy, and love that surrounds us in our sanctuary at 501 Nelson Street. Breathe in the peace, harmony, and love that surrounds you wherever you are, in your home, maybe traveling, maybe watching this days from now. And in that place of peace and quiet, of stillness and calm, remember that you are divine spirit. You are divine spirit, expressing uniquely as you. We hold in prayer this month Unity Canada Ministers and Unity of Windsor. We also hold in prayer all those who are praying all over the world, in whatever faith they may pray. All those who feel strongly about a spiritual life. We hold in prayer all of our Unity of London members, those with us and those not with us, that they may feel the inflow of courage, wisdom, love, and peace, that they may release any doubt, fear, uncertainty, or anxiety. I invite you to take a moment now to whisper the names of those close to you. We affirm the emotional and physical strength of all those you may know who are facing challenges right now. Any of your friends or dear ones who are in palliative care. We hold in prayer all personal support care workers, those who work behind the scenes, on the telephone, in person, those who work to help our health caregivers, the cleaners, the custodians, the porters. May they all feel affirmed and appreciated. For all these prayers and all the prayers in your mind and heart, we say amen. And it's now my pleasure to introduce our Vice President of the Unity of London Board and our prayer platform assistant today, Renee Sawa.
Good morning, everyone. Everybody today on this beautiful warm day, spring. Today's daily word is comfort. Loving memories comfort us. There may be days or maybe even weeks on the calendar when I find myself mysteriously feeling melancholy or blue, only to realize the anniversary of someone or something I have loved and lost is approaching. Even when I don't realize it outright, a part of me remembers and responds. I can honor these feelings as a way to honor the people and places that have taught me and helped me evolve. Welcoming my feelings brings deep and abiding comfort. I carry those people and places I love with me in the things I do, keeping their spirit alive. Gradually, I find smiles within the sadness. Revisiting treasured memories reveals the love within the gift of each moment, and I find comfort through my grateful heart. Let your steadfast love become my comfort, according to your promise to your servant. Psalm 119:76. Today's speaker, our guest speaker, is a loving and lifelong student and teacher of spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation. He is an experienced mentor, speaker, trainer, and author of Using the Law of Attraction. Tony has been an active member of Unity of London since 2012 and is a past president of the board of directors. With his message, Conversation at the Bus Stop continued, please join me in welcoming Tony Orvidas.
Thank you, Renee. Can you hear me okay? All right. First of all, I should mention I'm a little under the weather today, so please forgive me if I'm not at my best. And no, it's not a hangover. I only had one glass of red wine with dinner last night. It was a 9-ouncer, not a 5, but still not enough to make me suffer. So please, in retrospect, yeah, like if you feel bad the next morning, you might as well have had fun the night before. So send me some healing energy, please. Oh, you can also send healing energy to my youngest daughter's dog, Cisco. He got fixed earlier this week, so he's wearing one of those cones and stuff. So I'm sort of glad I didn't have to wear a cone when sorry, not an appropriate thing to be talking about on a Sunday morning. Anyway, the title of my message today is The Bus Stop Conversation 2. And this morning, I'm continuing to speak about my topic from last month, about your soul's embodiment and about how you created the life that you now live, about soul agreements, about cosmic amnesia. And as I asked you when I spoke last time, please keep an open mind, stretch your belief muscles, consider new ideas, just go with the flow. And oh, by the way, just in case you're interested, this is the 50th time that I've spoken at Unity of London, giving a Sunday message. So thank you for the privilege. Now, I must admit that when I first read about the subject of past lives, pre-existence, and reincarnation of the soul, I figured it was just a bunch of bull doo-doo. But that was way back then, and I see it differently now. Maybe you do as well. So let's quickly review what we learned during my last message and a few things more from a book by Dr. Sue Mortimer. Let's just say you've completed your conversations with other divine souls at the cosmic bus stop and have boarded the bus to Mother Earth, Gaia. Next thing you know, you land hard and your energy disperses in all directions as you become a fragmented version of yourself, having lost all bearings about how to navigate this world. You have a case of cosmic amnesia. You don't know who you really are. Without a sense of your true identity, you can only orient yourself by what you encounter here on the physical plane. So you develop a new or false self. In an attempt to make sense of your life as you are now experiencing it, your mind makes up stories, and these stories, which become the mind's beliefs, are limiting compared with the truth of your essential nature. Now, all of humanity goes through this loss of identity. It's our collective destiny to integrate or put back together this dispersed energy and to awaken from our collective cosmic amnesia, to remember who we truly are. Now, the ultimate plan at the cosmic bus stop, Dr. Mortimer tells us, was to experience our divinity. Pauline talked about that earlier. And so we'll ideally come to see the challenges that we experience daily as the greatest support available for precisely that outcome. Family relationships, finances, work, they all engage our circuits and offer the bottom line challenges that we requested at the bus stop. And they lead us to the discovery of our magnificence and capacity for love. We are here to be the creators of our lives and the masters of our reality. Now, as you know, everything in life is energy and everything is connected, meaning there is nothing that everything we experience and encounter in this life is a perfect reflection of our inner world, meaning that we are the ones who determine and reveal heaven or hell within us. It's our task, it's our destiny, according to Dr. Sue, to realize the truth of our magnificence and allow it to unfold from within. We learn to live from the soulful self as we expand into a greater capacity for love. We embody the truth that we are made of love and that everything in life is working in our favor. Believe it or not. Since the moment we landed here from the bus stop, and in every moment, situation, and experience since, life has provided us with exactly what we need to evolve into a greater awareness of love. And it will continue to do so for as long as we're here on this earth. The world was created in love, and the purpose of our lives is to discover our creatorship within. Now, last month, I told you that part of my purpose this time around was to learn patience. And I thank my wife, Bonnie, for agreeing at our cosmic bus stop to help me develop the virtue of patience. And I used examples of her tardiness and her difficulty in being on time. What I neglected to mention was that by rushing things and being impatient, I created difficulties and problems for myself. Let me give you a couple of painful examples. Bonnie and I were getting ready to head out for a weekend getaway at the old Muskoka's Painton House Resort up north on Lake Rosso. I rushed Bon to pack and get herself ready and raced off to drop our two toddlers at her parents' house so we could quickly get on the road. When we arrived at the resort after our 5-hour drive, I realized that in my rush, I had left our main suitcase, the one with our clothing, sitting on the bed at home in London. You can appreciate how happy Bonnie was about that. Thank goodness I had a credit card with me so we could go shopping for some new clothing at the nearest town the next day. And that made Bonnie happier. Another time, I rushed the whole family to get packed and into our vehicles so we could drive up to the cottage we'd rented up on Lake Huron, just north of Godrich. On arriving, I realized I'd left our large cooler with all the food for the next week sitting at home on the kitchen table. I spent the next few hours driving back to London, picking up the cooler, and then returning to the cottage. Another lesson for me about slowing down and exercising patience. In her lovely little book called Wake Up to Your Intuitive Path, Kimmy Rose, an internationally renowned teacher and intuitive, tells us that before we come here, we go through a planning stage. Our planning begins by choosing different lessons we want to learn on the Earth's plane, while at the same time choosing other souls, such as yourselves, that will accompany us and assist us in learning these lessons. We make contracts with them, agreements. For example, if the lesson we've chosen to learn is forgiveness, and that's an example that Dr. Sue used as well, we will select various situations to experience in our lifetime that will teach us to forgive, as well as to draw to us the souls that we choose to be our teachers. Many of these souls will fulfill their purpose by doing something that we will have to forgive. And in a lot of cases, they may be very hard to forgive. As you finalize your plan, Kimmy writes, the higher part of yourself, called your higher self, remains in the light. In so doing, you can connect with the spiritual path of yourself in order to remember your path. Your higher self is your connection to God or Creator, Source. It connects you to your intuition and remembers why you chose to come to the earthly plane in the first place. Now, once you complete your plan to embody on Earth and experience the lessons you have previously chosen, you move on. Kimmy Rose then talks about dream walking. It's going through your life thinking everything around you is real, when instead it's all only pure energy, spiritual energy. We are living in a waking dream. If we wake up, we recognize the only thing that is real is that we are divine energy. We are part of collective consciousness. There's no separation between ourselves, the people in our lives, all living things, and God. We are one. Again, something that Pauline mentioned earlier. According to Kimmy and Dr. Sue, we are all connected. We are all one. It's important to recognize that becoming one with others allows us to fulfill one another's agreements. When we fulfill these agreements, we feel awake, and waking up results in connecting collectively with others. We become compassionate towards others, and ultimately, we see them as ourselves. We are mirrors to one another, each living in a world that's not only of a physical nature, but also spiritual. We begin to recognize we are here to help each other through our lessons. We realize that even just for a moment, the people we encounter play a special role in our waking up. The whole purpose to be on this earthly plane, Kimmy says, is for your soul to evolve and go back to the light from which it came. In order to do this, you must experience love and let go of fear. We're joined in lifetime to lifetime by helpers who we often refer to as soulmates, and they come in various forms. So let's imagine in your mind that God or Source is a huge ball of energy, light. We begin our journey being part of this energy or light. We are then joined by other energies or souls who have the same goal as we do, to come back to the light and to learn about our divine energy. Our goal is to remember who we are, that we are love, that we have spirit within us, that we are all one. We make agreements with these soulmates before we separate from the light. Agreements that we will go through certain lessons and learn from them, and then return to the light once you've accepted the truth of those lessons. The agreement we make with other souls is they will help us achieve our goals. We all have the same goal. The difference is that different souls have different purposes, like learning patience is a purpose of mine this time around. Now, according to Kimmy, our companion soulmates may include coworkers, family, friends, acquaintances, and even strangers that we meet for short periods of time that help us along the path. They help us to learn lessons while we're working through certain issues in our lifetime. They show up in our life sometimes very briefly, then move on when they have served their purpose. Ultimately, they are helpers, teachers in our lives as we are to them. And they made contracts with us before we came to this earth plane. It's important to remember that we are all both teachers and students helping each other. Now, when we are little children, Kimmy says, we are closest to the memory of why we are here because we have not yet been programmed by fear. We do not feel a separation, but as we get older, most of us begin to have thoughts and experiences that make us fall asleep or create amnesia, a sort of veil, and we forget why we are here. Cosmic amnesia, or some call it the veil of forgetfulness. The Mormons, or Latter-day Saints, define the veil as the border between mortality and eternity, a film of forgetting which covers the memories of earlier experiences here on Earth and other dimensions. It deprives us of the recollection of our existence in the spirit world before we incarnated. According to the Mormons, we will not get our full memories of the pre-mortal life back until after our death here on Earth, and they will only come back gradually once we've returned to spirit. On the Ascension Now website, we're told the veil of forgetfulness serves several purposes. First, allows us to forget any trauma from previous lives. Second, allows us to find ourselves without initially realizing our connection to the source. Third, allows us to learn from the ego as well as to dissolve the ego. In essence, it provides us with opportunities for spiritual growth. So one of the conditions of our entering this material world is that we are supposed to forget. That is, in order to enter fully into this life and respond naturally to it, all preconceptions must be removed so we can view this world with fresh eyes. This is also why some people take longer to awaken than others. The veil of forgetfulness varies from person to person, and as you raise your vibrations, the veil supposedly lifts as well. Those people who are muddled in fear and lower vibrations, and I think we know who they are, have a denser veil of forgetfulness, which presents them ample opportunity to overcome obstacles for spiritual growth. It is within their own free will to decide to stay locked in fear or to begin their spiritual journeys. The point of the veil of forgetfulness is for our souls to experience a completely new life without the burden of our past lives in order to accelerate our soul's evolution. Even though you incarnate or embody onto Earth with no memories of who you are, your higher self, your soul, obviously don't forget this. The reason why you're not aware of these past lives or your true self is because most of us are disconnected from our souls and not clearly aligned with our higher self. The more you uncover your true self and align with your higher self, the more memories you will apparently unlock. Your soul initially withholds past memories from you, since these memories could be extremely traumatic, painful, or just distracting from your current life purpose. We're made to forget so that we can start over again without the past pain, hurts, disappointments, and regrets of a past existence hanging over our heads and holding us back from having a new experience from which we can learn. But as we've heard, the subconscious, our soul, never forgets. That's why for some people, there will always be an intense longing for something. They don't know what, or the feeling that something is missing. For others, there's the feeling that this place here on earth is not home, and a strong desire to go back home. As a young woman, my youngest daughter often expressed such a feeling, such a longing for her real home. That's why some people, and I admit I'm one of them, and maybe you are as well, use hypnosis or past life regression in an attempt to remember past lives and to help bring those veiled memories to the forefront. They know they are missing something and can't quite put their finger on it. So they're trying to use spirituality to help them remember aspects of themselves from a past life or lives. Have any of you tried that as well? But does it really matter if we remember previous existences? I don't think so. Our main goal in life is to remember who we truly are, divine beings, waves in the ocean of the source, right? I'd like to conclude my message for today by reading to you a little passage from A Beginner's Guide to the Universe, a neat little book by Mike Dooley. What if every single wrinkle, scar, and gray hair made you more beautiful? Every tear shed, mistake made, and challenge faced drew you closer to the light. And every breath taken, sentence spoken, and path chosen sparked uproarious cheering from behind the curtains of time and space. They do. Remember this, Mike tells us, taking full responsibility for your life also includes never forgetting to have fun. So have fun and learn more about pre-existence and embodiment in next month's installment. Let us now go into meditation. The guided portion is based on an exercise from the book Energy Codes. Sit back, relax, get comfortable, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and then exhale slowly. Take just a moment to turn off the noise in your head, the activity around you. Sit quietly, relax your eyebrows, eyes, your forehead. Let the muscles of your face relax into ease. Inhale and exhale. Listen to your breath. Relax and listen. And as you do so, imagine that when you inhale, your breath comes into you through the top of your head and then moves down to your pelvic area. Hold it there for a moment. And then as you exhale, the breath goes further down through the center of your legs, moving into the earth. And as you once again inhale, the energy of the earth begins to move upwards to your pelvic area. You hold it for a brief moment, and then as you exhale, it moves further up your spine, up through your heart, throat, and third eye chakras, and out of the top of your head. Once again, inhale through the top of your head and let it flow down your spine into your pelvis. And then exhale through your feet into the earth. Then inhale the energy from the earth and let it flow upwards into your pelvis. And then exhale it out of the top of your head. Allow this breathing energy to completely surround you with peace. Feel yourself connected to all things. Take another deep breath in and exhale out and feel yourself grounded and centered. Continue conscious breathing for a few moments as you let life energy flow in, down, and out, and then back in, up, and out. gradually come back to your world of earthly delights, secure in the knowledge that all is as it should be, as you co-created it. And remember, have fun. Amen.
Thank you very much, Tony, from all of us for answering questions that we may have had about past lives. Why can't we remember? For inciting in us the vision to really think about what can we learn from people we meet, even if they're not soulmates. You always bring lots of research, and I won't be able to go by a bus stop ever again without thinking about your messages. Thank you very much. Another song about relaxing. Please join in.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am helped, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know when I just let go that I have all I ever need. Let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I am well, I am well. All is well, all is well. I am well.
Now, who cannot feel relaxed after that song? Now is our opportunity to donate financially if you can. Renee's coming around with that little dark blue bag. But it's also our opportunity to thank you for all the donations that you do make, whether they're financial and they help our building to stay going. You saw that our potholes were filled up a little bit out there. All of those kinds of renovations come from your donations, whether they're online or in person. We are deeply grateful to all of our volunteers, to all those who provide refreshments in our fellowship room, to those who work behind the scenes. And I know that you know who they are. So take time to just go up to them and say, thank you. I appreciate you, as we do now. And let us join in our prayer of thanks. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And please join with me in saying this most awesome prayer. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yea, God. And we join in our song. And as we are thinking about returning to fellowship in the fellowship room, I invite anybody who has any thoughts to share with Tony or with anybody else in this room to come on up. It's easy to do. You just come up, hold the microphone, look out here. Now, I haven't seen people on Zoom. I'm sure they're there. And it is, have a great day. Maybe they're on there. Oh, okay. So we'll imagine that they are listening to us.